Dungeon Master Hotline. How can I help you?
Hey,
Hey.
you just have to mute your stream now.
All right.
Yeah, you could help me. Well, let me start like this. Sorry for my English. I'm not native.
Okay. That's all right.
And, I got two new D&D players, but I just had a bad idea and restarted with a level 15 campaign, and now they're totally cracked up in the game. They don't know what to do. They don't know what their characters are doing, and it just takes a lot of time for them to get used to playing the game right now. And we don't want to just start over a new campaign like with level 1 or 3. We just want to keep with this campaign going. And I thought about maybe bringing them to an extra dimension where they have to do some missions and get their characters resetted to level 3 or something like this, and they have to work back up to level 15.
Okay.
You think about this?
Okay. So first off, why don't you want to start over? Let's start there. Why
They want to
don't
keep the campaign because they really like the setting. We're playing like a sort of magical academy setting.
Okay. Magical Academy. Okay. I think I have an idea for you, or I think I have a suggestion. So you were thinking transfer or trying to go to a new plane is what you were thinking,
Yeah, something like this.
and then
They
resetting the
start
level.
at level 3, yeah, and they have to go back up to level 15. Maybe they can change something with their characters when they
Yeah.
level up, so that they get different characters at the outcome.
So there's been plenty of times where I've run a module, and modules will usually end. Some of them end pretty early, and there's been times where I've run a module and the players love their characters so much that they kind of don't want to let them go. And the way that I the way that I run D&D usually is I'll run a module, and then once that's over, I'll start a new module, start it with new characters. And sometimes I'll get people that's like, no, or I'll get people that are like, man, I really like this character. What can we do? So I came up with this idea that as a maybe a quest reward or something, or just at the end of the campaign, and this is going to work perfectly for you, is the characters get true polymorphed into something unique, and then they just start over as that. So it's the same character in just a different body. So your characters are in are mage school, for example. Maybe they're experimenting in transmutation class, or maybe they want to try out, anything really. So they could be true polymorphed into a new. It could be an animal. It could be a monster, a monstrosity. Pretty much anything. True polymorph has quite the range on it, and you could just give them limitations, and then once they true polymorph, they start the new characters, and they can start leveling up as whatever that monster is. So they get to keep the character. They're in the same campaign. They have the same knowledge, the same relationships. They're just in a new body. And this also opens up the opportunity to let them play something unique that's outside of the players, the typical starter races. Now, this isn't exactly something I would suggest for new players. You said both of them are new players, but it is an option. So you could just pick a monster from the monster manual, and then bam, you can play, a Marilith or Tarask or whatever. No, I mean within reason, something.
Let's go.
A choker, choker be kind of crazy.
True.
Yeah, a troll, whatever. A monster.
Yep.
They could play a monster from the monster manual. Or they could just start it, pick a new race, start at level 1. But they're still the same character, the same person. Again, same knowledge, same relationships, everything. They're just in a new body.
Okay, yeah,
So that's an option.
that could work well. Oh, if I might go to the next question, I just have one more.
Sure.
It kind of tied up with this. I got another player. She played with me like for 2 years, now on the table, but she's not really invested to learn her character, what she's doing. Mainly playing Blood Hunter, and I'm not very good at Blood Hunter myself.
Say that again. She's not interested in learning her character.
Yeah,
What
like
is she?
she just builds her character. Like, okay, could take this, and then it's all fine. It's set up, but like learning her spells or learning what her features do, it, she just doesn't do this. Like, she just wants to play the character as a character.
Okay,
Not
so that sounds like she's not really interested in the mechanics of D&D. It sounds like she's just interested in the role play.
Yeah, right.
It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I would just have somebody draw up her character for her. I don't know. I mean, that may be a lot to put on somebody. I don't know. Keep it simple. I mean, how hard is it to draw up? You know what? That is actually kind of tough. I guess if I was running something like that, I would just have their sheet off to the side. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, man, we might this person might need a different game. I guess if I was running this or a different DM, I mean, not literally a different game, but a different DM. I guess you could just manage her sheet for her. Draw up a fighter or something easy, a rogue. Actually, no, you draw up a bard and maybe give her some roleplay mechanics. There's some bards with that.
Well,
Yeah, I don't know.
She creates her characters like mostly on D&D Beyond,
Uh-huh.
and she does it herself, and she creates her character herself, and it's most of the time a great character, even on a gameplay standpoint. But she just doesn't focus on her abilities, what she could do in combat. The roleplay aspect of is great for like no shit. What? Sorry. She's really great with this, but like gameplay and fight, she takes like 10 minutes just for her character to know what she's doing. She doesn't even learn her spells. That's the problem.
Maybe
Don't know how
not.
to get her to this.
I don't know. Well, I mean, simply put, she is not interested in her character sheet. It's not necessarily a bad thing. But honestly, I don't know. You may have stumped me. It's maybe the first time I've been hit with like. Okay.
Sorry.
So, I mean, you just gotta tell her, like, look, you gotta learn, like, just tell her she's gotta learn her sheet. I mean, if she's not interested in learning the mechanics, she's not interested in playing the game. She just wants to role play. Like she wants to LARP.
Yeah.
I would, yeah. So have that. So that would be the conversation I'd have. If you don't mind managing the character for her, it sounds like you kind of do, and I wouldn't want to wait. You know, if 10 minutes on somebody's turn, she's got to learn the character. She's not really. Yeah. It's simple as that. If the players don't mind picking up some of the slack, maybe, but it just sounds like an enormous amount of weight. She just wants to role play. I don't think she's interested in actually, playing the game like mechanically. Doesn't want to roll dice or anything. Just wants to role play. So, yeah, the conversation's going to have to be learn, or you need a different game.
Tomorrow they will be here. All 5 of them. The 2, they don't know D&D. She and 2, they're totally to play with them. They know D&D for a long time. But...
And remember, like, if you're okay, or if maybe even if a player is okay with managing the mechanics for her, then you're set. But if nobody's willing to take on that responsibility, they're not obligated to. Have the conversation.
No.
Got anything else for me?
To be honest, that's all. Thank you. You helped me out very much.
You have a good one, buddy.